Good afternoon. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes. The City of Chicago Fire Department regulations prohibit the obstruction of aisles. Please do not sit or stand in the aisles. Please remain seated throughout the ceremony as to not to block views of our other guests. Please note that graduates are required to remain present for the entire ceremony. Once the ceremony concludes, the venue exits may become congested. Please take your time exiting to ensure the safety of all guests. Please silence all electronic devices at this time and leave them silent for the duration of the ceremony. We are delighted that families and friends of our graduates have joined us from around the world to celebrate this important day. Welcome and thank you. Reminder, masks are required while inside the theater. Graduates, please keep your mask on except when crossing the stage and taking photos. Thank you.
President Nealon, I am honored to announce that members of the graduating class, the faculty and staff, and administrators of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology are now present. All are gathered here for the 2022 commencement ceremony of the Chicago and online campuses.
Thank you, Dr. Schroeder, and welcome to all of you. As you are standing, please turn to face the United States flag as we listen to our national anthem sung by our own Constance Fields, Master of Arts in Clinical Mental Health Counseling, class of 2022.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Candace. Please be seated, everyone. How are you all? Well, that's no use. It's graduation. How much noise can you make? Excellent. Welcome back, Chicago campus, to in-person graduation. It's my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to the Auditorium Theater for the 38th commencement ceremony of our Chicago and online campuses. Before we begin, I would like us all to take a moment of silence for the victims of the horrific shooting in Highland Park this last July 4th. Thank you for helping us remember them. Commencement is a wonderful tradition at the Chicago School, and we are all truly honored to share it with you. And please, as you share the memories with each other today, please push them out on hashtag TCSPPgrad. It is 2022. I'd like you to help me welcome some special guests that are joining us today. A couple are here, others are joining us from a distance. We have Daniel Siegel, honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker. Letitia Caesar Thompson and Natalie Paquette Crawtow are representatives of the class of 2022, and I'll ask them to stand behind me. And also not with us today, but Dr. Michelle Blakely, our distinguished alumna of the year. I'd also like to personally congratulate the 33 international graduates who will be walking across our stage today. For our graduates, this event is the culmination of several years of study. And for the families of our graduates, this event, I know, is the manifestation of all of your hopes and your dreams. For the wonderful faculty behind me who toiled along with our graduates, this event is also a moment of immense pride in their accomplishments. It is also the first commencement, as I said, in person, and I just celebrate all of us that we're here together today. So graduates, family members, faculty, and all of our special guests, this is a wonderful occasion. We've come together to celebrate, to reflect, and to prepare for our graduates' future. Like all graduation ceremonies today, advice will be given, stories will be told, there will be laughter and tears, there will be silence, and I'm hoping you'll be the loudest graduation audience ever, so I'm hoping there will be nonstop. Good job. Good job. We can count on that person out there. I was going to say there will be thunderous, very loud applause. So to begin, I would like to call forward Dr. Ted Schultz, Chief Academic Officer of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology.
Thank you, Dr. Nealon. I have the honor of recognizing the winners of our 2022 Distinguished Teaching Awards. First bestowed in 2006, these honors support and recognize faculty members who demonstrate excellence in the classroom, public service, and multicultural teaching. The recipients are nominated by students and their peers. Award recipients, please stand and be recognized when your name is called. In our For Excellence in Teaching Award, Dr. Jessica Cerniak from our MA in Psychology Department in our online campus. For Multicultural Teaching, Dr. Alicia Eubanks, International Psychology Department online campus. For our Adjunct Teacher of the Year, Dr. Buthania Alalum from our online campus, and Dr. Joshua D. Filippo from our Chicago campus. And lastly, for our Ted Rubenstein Inspired Teaching Award, Dr. Maria Maylater, Business Psychology Department, Chicago campus. Congratulations. Thank you for your academic leadership. I would now like to recognize our newest appointment to the rank of Faculty Emeritus, Dr. Nancy Zarst of the Forensic Psychology Department. Dr. Nancy Zarst is a clinical and forensic psychologist, a founder and CEO of Zarst Psychological Services. She specializes in the assessment and management of risk of violence, serving as industry expert on violence prevention for global corporations, national companies, and school districts. She worked as a consultant to the FBI's Countering Violent Extremists section with secret clearance. She was a member of the FBI's TLOC, Law Enforcement Counterterrorism, and appointed Sector Chief of Academia for the FBI's InfraGard Private Sector Counterterrorism. Dr. Zarst served as full professor for 15 years in the Department of Forensic Psychology here in Chicago. She developed a course on Israel, focusing on terrorism, trauma, and resilience, culminating in a 10-day study abroad trip which she led for 10 years. Dr. Zarst has published articles on hostage negotiation, Israel, work stress, police values, police-citizen interactions, offenders, and political assassinations. She has provided expert commentary for numerous media outlets and documentaries. She created a 12-part video course entitled Survivor Mentality, The Psychology of Staying Alive. Dr. Zarst received the 2010 and 2014 Distinguished Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching, the 2011, 2015, and 2020 Distinguished Faculty Award for Excellence in Public Service, and the Ted Rubenstein Inspired Teaching Award in 2021. I know for personally, we're going to miss her quite a lot here. Dr. Zarst, please stand and be recognized. I'd like to now introduce the honorary degree recipient. I have the honor of introducing Dr. Daniel J. Siegel, our honorary degree recipient, Executive Director of the Mindsight Institute, Clinical Professor of Psychiatry, UCLA School of Medicine, founding co-director of the Mindful Awareness Research Center, UCLA. Dr. Siegel is a clinical professor of psychiatry at the UCLA School of Medicine. He is also the executive director of the Mindsight Institute, which focuses on the development of mindsight and teaches insight, empathy, and integration in individuals, families, and communities. Dr. Siegel has published extensively for both the professional and lay audiences. His 5 New York Times bestsellers are Aware, the Science and Practice of Presence, Mind, A Journey to the Heart of Being Human, Brainstorm, The Power and the Purpose of the Teenage Brain, and 2 books with Tina Payne Bryson, PhD, The Whole Brain Child and No Drama Discipline. His other books include Intraconnected, The Developing Mind, The Pocket Guide to Interpersonal Neurobiology, Mindsight, The Mindful Brain, The Mindful Therapist, and Becoming Aware. He has also written The Yes Brain and The Power of Showing Up with Payne Bryson. Dr. Siegel also serves as the founding editor of the Norton Professional Series on Interpersonal Neurobiology, which currently contains more than 70 textbooks. Dr. Siegel unfortunately could not join us today to accept his honorary degree, but he has recorded his speech to share with us today.
Hello, family and friends and graduates. My name is Dan Siegel, and it's an honor to be here and to accept this Doctor of Professional Practice, honoris causa, and I am very, very grateful for the Chicago School for inviting me to join you on this wonderful day of your graduation. What I'd like to offer to you today is a brief overview of where the fields of mental health, of the science of the mind and the brain, of the science of our relationships with each other socially, and our relationships with all of nature, with the ecological systems in which we live, how all of these processes are a part of what you are going to do as you go out into the world. In whatever area you've decided to practice in and get your degree in from this wonderful school, you will be actually contributing to the well-being of individuals, of couples, of families, of groups of people, of organizations, and even of our whole human family, and how we as human beings relate to all of nature. Now, you may be wondering, how in the world can all of these things fit together? Well, the sociobiologist E.O. Wilson has a wonderful term and a book by the name of this term, consilience. And what consilience means is we look for independent pursuits of knowledge. For example, that you might get from rigorous empirical studies of science and rigorous explorations of the mind in contemplative practices such as meditation, and rigorous ways of studying nature in indigenous knowledge. Now, to bring indigenous practices, and here where I'm speaking to you from is the traditional lands of the Tongva, and when we look deeply at the teachings of indigenous peoples, not only in North America, but throughout the world, we find that there's a reminder that we humans are actually a part of all of nature. When you take those indigenous teachings, and there's a beautiful film you can watch called Rooted Messages that was made in Holland, but took this pandemic we're in and said to indigenous elders all around the world, what kind of lessons can we as a human family learn? And you'll see the messages of our identity being much larger than just a separate individual, what you can call a solo self, but instead we're part of a larger family of humanity and a larger family of nature. Now, those indigenous teachings are consilient, that is, they're consistent with independent discoveries from thousands of years also of meditation. In all sorts of traditions, we're going deeply inside, amazingly and somewhat ironically, makes you realize when you go inside, who you are is really much more than your skin-encased body, certainly much more than your skull-encased brain. And you come to realize through these contemplative practices the wider identity, this broader belonging. And when you then take those findings from contemplative practices, combine them with indigenous teachings, we can call those wisdom traditions that are thousands of years old, and then look at what does modern science, rigorous research studies where you make a hypothesis and you try to prove it's wrong, and then you have your peers challenge it, and this is what we call Western-based science. This is what I'm trained in. When you take those scientific approaches, you find, in fact, in modern times, they're actually discovering what indigenous teachings and contemplative practices have been teaching for thousands of years, that to look at the self as just in the body, like I am Dan and I'm only inside of this body, is actually an understandable error. And instead, we can look at how we're not only interconnected, that is, I'm here, you're there, graduating, or being a family or friend of someone who's graduating, and we're all connected to each other. That's a beautiful term. But I want to introduce you to a new term, which is the term intra-connected, a connectedness within the system as a whole. And when we come to realize the intra-connected nature of who we are, we look deeply at, from the field of mathematics, something called complex systems. And these are systems that are capable of being chaotic, which is meaning roughly random. They're open to influences from outside of themselves. And think about your own life. Do you ever get a chaotic day going? Well, I certainly do. Do you ever feel like you're influenced from things outside of what you might call yourself? And most of us would say yes. And the third feature of a complex system, one that mathematicians go deeply into, is something that says you are nonlinear. And what that mathematical terms means is if something happens at an initial time, a very large and difficult to predict result unfolds. If you yourself feel you're nonlinear, chaos capable, and open, then you are a complex system. And what that means is you have something called self-organization, this fundamental emergent process, that is, the elements that make up you interact and create something greater than their individual parts, like the wetness of water coming from a puddle of water you might hold in your hand. This collection of water is wet because it's an emergent property of that complex system of water. You, as a complex system, also have emergence. Things are synergetically arising. And what that means is we can look at the mind as actually an emergent property of energy and information flow. And one aspect of this emergent capacity of you as a complex system is something called self-organization. Now, that's a lot to take in, but in the field I work in, interpersonal neurobiology, where we combine all these sciences and indigenous teachings and contemplative practice into one framework for mental health professionals, educators, parents, coaches, organizational folks, people working in governments and private organizations. It's really, if you're a human, there's ways to apply interpersonal neurobiology. The one take-home message I'd like to leave you with as we get ready to just wish you well and give you a huge congratulations is that you can, by taking this consilient approach, propose that a process that on the one hand allows differentiation, like each of you have been on your own path to get this degree and have done the hard work of differentiating and studying and learning what you've learned. But at the same time, you're linking with one another as peers and colleagues, with your family and friends that have come here to gather and honor you. This linking of differentiated parts where in the linkage, you don't lose the differentiation. So it's not like a blending. It's not like a smoothie. but it's more like a fruit salad where you're integrating is the word we'll use for that. It looks like optimal self-organization that creates harmony, and I'll suggest to you well-being, comes when a complex system is cultivating integration, allowing integration to arise, differentiating and linking. When that doesn't happen, you get chaos and rigidity, and whether you're thinking about your own individual journey through life, a relationship you might have with a significant other in a couple, a family, a school, a classroom, or how the whole school is functioning, an organization, how we comport ourselves in a society, or even how humanity is in the whole planet, integration creates well-being. When we excessively differentiate as a solo self, this lie that the individual is the only source of our identity and belonging, this solo self-view, is excessive differentiation, and you can see the outcome. For an individual, it's chaos and rigidity. For a nation, you see chaotic explosions of violence and mistreatment, with social injustice and racism, with misinformation and polarization, even the way we approach a pandemic like COVID-19, and the way we're destroying the environment. We've excessively differentiated from nature, so we treat Earth like a trash can. So whatever your pursuit is, graduates that have decided to devote this hard work at this wonderful school to get this important degree, I would suggest this is a graduation moment where you are being honored in becoming an integrator at whatever level you have chosen to work at, the individual, the couple, the family, the group, the organization, the planet. These are all aspects of a complex system, and you can facilitate integration so it's not just a me, and we don't have to go all the way extreme to, oh, then we're only a we. An integrated identity would be me plus we, and retaining elements of both is mui. And mui thanks you for your wonderful work. Thank you for offering me a degree to share with you, and congratulations on this wonderful graduation day. Bravo.
And now the presentation of our honorary degree. President Nealon, it is my honor and pleasure to present Dr. Daniel Siegel for the honorary degree of Doctor of Professional Practice, honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, I hereby confer upon Dr. Daniel Siegel the degree of Doctor of Professional Practice, honoris causa, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Congratulations, Dr. Siegel.
Each year, the Chicago School honors alumni for outstanding contributions to the university, the profession of psychology, or related behavioral health professions. I now have the honor of recognizing the distinguished alumna of the year for the Chicago campus, Dr. Michelle Y. Blakely. Dr. Blakely is a 2015 alumna of the PhD in Organizational Leadership program from the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, Chicago campus. Dr. Blakely is a successful healthcare executive and servant leader. She is the president of Advocate Aurora Health's Aurora Medical Center in Grafton, Wisconsin, which is a 132-bed tertiary care hospital. Dr. Blakely retired as a senior executive from the Department of Veterans Affairs and has served more than 20 years in C-suite healthcare leadership roles. She is lauded for achievement in organizational assessment, improvement, developing leaders, and system redesign. Additionally, Dr. Blakely serves as adjunct faculty for the Chicago School. She holds a master's degree in health services administration from the University of Michigan and bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana. She is also a fellow in the American College of Healthcare Executives. Dr. Blakely has received the following honors: the 2018 Crane Chicago Notable Women in Healthcare, the 2015 Omega Psi Phi Women of Excellence Award, the 2012 Distinguished Service Award from the Illinois Department of Disabled Veterans, and the 2011 Chicago Defenders Chicago Women of Excellence Award. She has a heart for changing the lives of young women and can often be found volunteering as a mentor and coach to at-risk youth. Now, a sign of the times. Unfortunately, Dr. Blakely was unable to join us today due to a COVID diagnosis on just yesterday. As a dedicated healthcare professional, she gave me permission to share that with you all today, as well as her regrets for being unable to attend. Please allow me to paraphrase what she would have shared with you today. She wants you all to know that while you may not have a full appreciation of what this accomplishment will mean to you for your future, trust that it is one of the most notable milestones of your life. Give yourself permission to bask in the sheer joy and excitement and relief that you are feeling at this moment. You worked hard to get here. The future is waiting for you, and you are the main character in your story. Here are a few pieces of advice from Dr. Blakely. Number one, don't rush through this or any other moment of your life. Take time to fully experience where you are, enjoy every phase of life, be 100% present each time and every time. Life is a series of memories. Make them remarkable. Number two, be your authentic self. No one can be better than you. One of the gifts of your Chicago school education is that it helped you find your voice. Let the world know that you are here. Be bold and walk towards the destination of your choosing. Write your own story. Number three, be intentional in your actions. You will find yourself in the place to make many decisions. Sometimes that path will be crystal clear. At other times, not so much. Remember, your education has positioned you well. And finally, you are an expert. Embrace your power. Continue to challenge assumptions. Leave the field of psychology and the world with an indelible mark. You can do whatever you can imagine. Please know the world responds to your level of effort and repays with equal or greater dividends. Congratulations, class of 2022. We're watching, waiting, and excited for you. Dr. Blakely. Let's give Dr. Blakely a round of applause. I'd now like to call forward Dr. Margie Martin, Executive Dean for the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, to introduce our first representative of the 2022 graduating class.
One of the many traditions at institutions of higher education is to hear from one of our graduates. For this year's ceremony, we have the fortunate opportunity to have two representatives of our graduating class. I am thrilled to introduce and present Letitia, we call her Tish, Caesar Thompson, PhD, in business psychology, as a representative of our graduating class from the Chicago campus. Tish Thompson is the founder and chief business psychologist of Legacy Blueprint, LLC, a management consulting firm that teaches people how to play respectively and productively with each other in the workplace, Sandbox. She is known for driving change in organizations that stick and creating a learning experience that's fun, thought-provoking, and capitalizes on the knowledge in the room. Tish holds a Master of Science degree in Management and Organizational Behavior with 2 concentrations from Benedictine University. She recently completed her PhD in business psychology with an emphasis in consulting. She earned the coveted title of a best-selling author for her personal story called I Am Not My Hair. She delivers content in the areas of leadership, change, organizational culture, and self-discovery. She is a TEDx speaker. Her talk is entitled, I Am bold, bald, and beautiful. What inspires Tish professionally is working with organizations across industries that understand that power of getting things done is through people, and they have an appetite for building the best organizational culture possible to make it happen. Tish is a mother of 4, a 5-time marathon finisher, and resides in Chicago with her family. Please join me in welcoming Letitia Caesar Thompson to the podium. Congratulations. Let's do a picture. I'm really proud of you. I'll put this right back under here.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nalan. Hey, y'all! That wasn't in my script, but I felt it in my soul. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your commencement celebration. Can you make room for me? Is there room at this table where I can offer my brilliance, my talent, and my genius? Is it really that I sound overly confident? Or is it that I've just worked really hard to be where I'm at, and the essence of me is beaming? Never mind. Here's my seat right here, the audacity. You see, when you reach a place of knowing who you are, knowing what you're capable of, knowing what makes your heart sing, knowing what brings you joy, it changes the narrative that we have to ask for permission to be great. You see, we are the example. We have charted a path for ourselves that many may not understand and many also admire. We are the example of what it looks like to persevere, set a goal, and crush it. You did it. The audacity. But what makes this moment so great? What makes tears well up in your eyes when you reflect on your journey that got you here? Could it be those nights when your bed was calling, but that paper that was due was calling you louder? Or could it be the sweet victory of overcoming life adversities? It could be being a teen parent, losing a loved one, being a survivor of which attempted to claim you as a lifelong victim. You are here. Or could it be declining those family events because you had to study, because you knew this day was on the horizon? Or perhaps, this one only needs 2 words, comprehensive exams. I still get a twitch thinking about it. I don't know about y'all. Or maybe what makes this moment so sweet are those times when we almost gave up. And there was loved ones around us who picked us up and whispered in our ear and said, "You can do this. I got your back." So if that person or those individuals are here, go ahead and give them a nod. You know what, actually, we can do better than that. Let's shake this place with our voices in celebration of them for being there for us. Give it to them, give it to them. We are leaving TCS with some powerful memories. We've laughed together, established some bonds and relationships that are going to last us a lifetime. We've been stretched, challenged, and encouraged. And I can honestly say that the education that I've experienced here is probably the best education I've experienced in my educational career. So to our faculty and our staff, we salute you. But what makes this class extra special? Because we're extra special. So what makes this class extra special is that we graciously locked arms with our faculty and our staff to create unprecedented learning experiences during an unprecedented time that we know as COVID. We've cried together, we've supported one another, and we listened to the grief that many of us felt when we tried to make sense of the senseless deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd. And on the other side of that grief was jubilee, as we saw the first Black woman vice president be sworn into these United States. You see, we are a community of steadfast, remarkable, unshakable, inclusive, smart, supportive people. We are a microcosm of what this world could be, the audacity. You've heard me use that word audacity a couple times, and there are many interpretations of the word, but I appreciate the one that comes from Oxford Languages, because you know we got to cite our sources, right? And they define it as a willingness to take bold risks. A willingness to take bold risks. That's who we are. We go where other people dare to go. We are the trailblazers in our families and at work. We represent what is possible. So classes of 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, when we set out to begin the next chapter of our lives, continue to be audacious. Keep taking those informed risks. Be bold and confident. Take the seat at the table, because yes, we have the audacity. We have the audacity to be a formidable mark in this world. So to my fellow graduates, congratulations. You did that. Well done.
And now I'd like to call Dr. Brita McGrath, the Associate Campus Dean for the online campus, to introduce our second 2022 speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Martin. I'm thrilled to present to you Dr. Natalie Paquette as the representative of our online graduating class from the Applied Behavior Analysis Department. Natalie is a board-certified behavior analyst who lives in Ontario, Canada. She has been using the principles of applied behavior analysis to help children diagnosed with autism and their families. After 24 years of clinical work, Natalie decided to fulfill a lifelong goal and pursue doctoral studies in applied behavior analysis. In addition to her academic work, for the past 3 years, she has been running her own consulting business in an effort to provide greater access to services and to build capacity in Northern Ontario. Natalie has been married to her husband Scott for 21 years, and together they are parenting 2 teenagers, Michelle and Isabel. Natalie has presented at several conferences and has authored research in peer-reviewed journals. Her research interests include teaching independent skills, and parent training. Natalie is the first in her family to hold a doctorate. Please join me in welcoming Natalie Paquette to the podium.
we did it, guys. We're here, in person. Distinguished guests, faculty and staff members of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, family, friends, and fellow graduates. It is an honor and energizing to be here with you all today and share my experiences as a doctor of philosophy and applied behavior analysis. I'm elated to have been chosen to be here as a voice for graduates as we celebrate our accomplishments and express the sentiments of gratitude that we feel towards our professors, our mentors, our parents, our spouses, our partners, our children, our friends, our loved ones, for all the support they provided during our academic journey. However, I do have to admit there's also that unnerving feeling to be standing in front of you all right now, because I recognize that these are big shoes to fill. My hope is that I can do this last act as a student justice and share parts of a life story that may resonate for some of you. Entering the PhD program in 2018, I was on the road to fulfilling a lifelong goal. I was finally going to do my PhD in applied behavior analysis, the science of behavior, to which I dedicated my career as I applied the principles and techniques to help children diagnosed with autism and their families achieve various milestones in their own development. 6 months into my academic journey, I was hit with the news that after over 20 years of working as a behavior analyst, my job had been cut. All of a sudden, I was forced with juggling my participation in the PhD program, which was demanding in and of itself, while having to figure out how I would continue to do the work I love to do, and all the financial realities that come with life as a partner, a mother, and on top of that now, a student. To say that my ground felt unstable is an understatement. All that I had been working toward felt like it had suddenly become unachievable. In the face of that adversity, despite being scared and unsure, I took the leap and started my own consulting practice. Here we are, a few years later. It's been tough, a lot of work, filled with infinite learning experiences that were invigorating and exciting and definitely worth all the efforts it took, which expresses and summarizes the sentiments towards completing this PhD. So while life presents many obstacles, sometimes those obstacles are used as opportunities to learn, to grow, to overcome. Helen Keller shared, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved." My hope is that as you continue in on your individual pursuits, that during challenging times you reflect on all the adversities you have already overcome to realize this goal in graduating here today, and that it provides you the strength that you may need to persevere. You've worked hard to get here today. Your accomplishments have rendered you a seat in this section here, and being in one location and celebrating as a group is certainly not to be taken for granted. We are here to celebrate our academic successes and accomplishments, the strength and determination that it took to persevere despite the many bumps and challenges we faced along the road. I can attest, it wasn't an easy journey. Not only were we faced with many academic challenges, for most of us there was a cocktail mix of the 6 different adversities people experience: physical, spiritual, financial, mental, emotional, and social. Research has been published showing that people who experience a moderate amount of adversity report better mental health and well-being and more life satisfaction compared to others who report no history or very high levels. As graduates of the Chicago School, we have learned to incorporate the vision and values of this institution, prioritize education, innovation, service, and community. We have learned from our faculty members who graciously mentored and guided our research interests and provided a high quality of education. As practitioners now, we are tasked to be impactful in the important work we do. Graduates, I say to you, go on, help others, and do amazing things.
We shall now proceed with the presentation of graduates for degrees. Each candidate has been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated in the program and on their diploma, subject to the completion of all degree requirements. In order for each graduate's name to be heard clearly, I respectfully ask that the audience holds their applause until the end. And I know that's super hard, but we really want to congratulate each graduate. So Bachelors of Arts in Psychology candidates, please approach the stage. I invite Mohammed Akhtar, the academic advisor for the Chicago campus bachelor program, forward to congratulate his students. And here we go.
Thank you. Maria Trinidad Beretta.
Jacqueline Chavez.
Lauren Coleman.
Jose Manuel Leon Bahina.
Bria Patterson.
Sinai Rivera.
Alexa Ronzio.
Cynthia Williams. I now call forward the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology online campus. I invite Department Chair Dr. Brandy Blount forward to congratulate her students.
Leslie Zobartamole.
Catherine Kopelman.
Olivia Henry.
Jalissa McLennan.
This is a dual degree, MA Counseling Psychology, MS Applied Behavior Analysis, Nicole Denman.
Sahana Pudmin Aben.
Emily Rodman. I now call forward the candidates for the Master of Science in Applied Behavior Analysis, Chicago campus. I invite Department Chair Dr. Cameron Middleman to congratulate his students.
Siddhant Segal.
Christina Spagnola.
Monica Suramlu.
Alexa Stile.
Fabiola Fernandez Hurtado.
Christine Gunn.
Jocelyn Marquez.
Sarah Staurer.
Christina Zaya. Will the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy and Applied Behavior Analysis, Chicago campus, please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Shannon Ormandy to hood her student.
Yvette Cervantes.
Madeline Hawley.
Kafayat Jinadu. I now call forward the candidates for the Master of Science in Applied Behavior Analysis online campus. I invite Department Chair Dr. Julie Brandt to congratulate her students.
Yumna Kassar.
Kathleen Caney.
Sinead Lynch.
Sandra Matthew.
Alana Moraga.
Paige Olsby.
Juliette Reyes.
Sarah Jean Brandt.
Samantha Anderson.
Elizabeth Fontaine. A comparison of the effects of physiological arousal while playing violent and nonviolent video games. I invite Dr. Kai Ward to hood his students.
Elizabeth Fontaine, a comparison of the effects of the physiological arousal while playing violent and nonviolent video games. Jasenia Cano, I Should Work Out, investigating the effectiveness of competition and self-competition on exercising within target heart zones using an activity tracker.
Carol Williams. A behavior analytic approach to promote fact-checking on social media.
Nicole Barton.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Applied Behavior Analysis online campus please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Brandt to hood for the department.
Nicole Barton, Teacher Self-Care and Burnout.
Carmen Beck. Effects of perspective taking and values consistency in reducing implicit racial bias.
Melissa Diaz, using the ACT matrix to improve physiological flexibility, stress, and burnout in special education teachers.
Natalie Paquette Crotto. The effects of a parent-mediated toilet training program delivered via telehealth on children's toileting skills.
Nisa and Terrachote Van Etten, an analysis of the effects of web-based training package on the development of compassionate care skills in behavior analysts.
Randy Matsis. An evaluation of the influence of effort and function of the efficacy of high probability request sequencing at increasing compliance in children with autism spectrum disorders.
Rebecca Receiver, training service providers on behavior analytic terminology to increase acceptability.
Tracy Capote Sanchez, evaluating the effects of timing of feedback and behavioral skills training on RBT's implementation of behavior reduction protocols. Will the candidate for the Master of Arts in Behavioral Economics please approach the stage? I invite Dr. George Hay, Chicago Business Psychology Department Chair, and Dr. Christian Sivlock, Online Business Psychology faculty, forward to congratulate the department's students.
Kevin Adair Highline. Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Industrial Organizational Psychology, Chicago campus, please approach the stage?
Amima Ahmad.
Allah Adres Amar.
Ashley Brooks.
Frank Campo.
Jocelyn Saranza.
David Dragovich.
Kathleen Franklin Novak.
Maria Gaines.
Angela Galliato.
Maven Gill.
Nicole Green.
Kishana Harper.
Skylar Norina King.
Scott Luke.
Erin Leva.
Kyle McHugh.
Cassandra Molina.
Andrea Moreno.
Adriana Murillo.
Matthew Nicaseo.
Leslie Yvette Ortiz.
Jacob Powers.
Ismail Rashid.
Jelani Sankey.
Monica Shireen Navasa.
Aaliyah Strickland.
Allison Suzukumo.
Ashley Meyerhouse.
Adam Walliser.
Sarah Wannenberg.
Leslie Welch.
Regine Winfrey. Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Industrial Organization and Psychology online campus please approach the stage?
Kelly Mendez.
Nuzhuth Noor. Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Organizational Leadership online campus please approach the stage?
Priscilla McCassell. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Psychology Chicago campus please approach the stage? I call forward Dr. Maria Malater to begin hooding for the department.
Kiana O. Jackson, True Self, a phenomenological study on African American women in leadership. Do self-efficacy, vulnerability, and authenticity influence advancement? I call forward Dr. Sharon Pappas to hood her students.
Gail Hope Parker. Emotional intelligence and its impact on power. I call forward Dr. Jennifer Thompson to hood her students. Dr. Pappas.
I call forward Dr. Sharon Pappas to hood her students.
Carlotta Antoinette Roman. Understanding the lived experiences of Chief Diversity Officers' perception of their authority, power, and influence within higher education. I call forward Dr. Sharman Parker Williams to hood her student. I call forward Dr. Jennifer Thompson.
Vincent Gaynor, Individual and Organizational Value Congruence, Understanding Connection between Organizational Culture Values and Employee Source of Intrinsic Motivation.
Adam Gross, Grit's Predictive Validity Compared to Psychological Capital.
Gustavo Morquecho, how does psychological capital and sales call anxiety affect real estate agents' sales performance?
Okay.
Before this.
Call this now.
Dr. Sharman Parker Williams.
I call forward Dr. Sharman Parker Williams. Dwight Hearns, Psychological Effects of Previously Living in a Food Desert.
Moni He, LGBT Workplace Engagement. I call forward Dr. George High to hood students.
Elaine Long, Faith at Work, People, Places, Practices, and Tools.
Letitia Caesar Thompson, Fostering Employee Engagement in Healthcare Settings in the VUCA environments.
Tiffany Walton, Workplace Advancement for Women, a quantitative study of leadership styles.
Veronica Appleton, Job Suitability and Intent to Hire Black Women in Advertising, Marketing, and Communication Organizations, a quantitative study.
Mayra Chacon, Increasing Fundraising Success Among Latino Hispanic Nonprofit Organizations.
Patricia Hutton, Humanitarian Fatigue, Towards a Definition.
Cicely Johnson, Leader-Member Exchange, Perceived Organizational Support, and Employee Turnover, an examination of relationships in nonprofit mental health settings. I call forward Dr. Jennifer Thompson to hood her students.
Torishana Johnson Nino, Understanding the Impact of Psychological Capital on Transfer of Training.
Douglas Hall, Employee Resource Group Impact on Psychological Capital, Employee Engagement, and Career Success. I call forward Dr. Sharon Pappas to hood her students.
Justin Shukas, The Impact of Workplace Mentorship on Emotional Intelligence and Job Engagement of Millennial Employees.
Alinda D. Swanison, The Psychological Effects of Workplace Bullying and Toxic Leadership Have on Employees Working at Correctional Facilities.
Shayla Treadwell, Using Critical Incidents to Explore the Lived Experiences of Information Security Executives. I call forward Dr. Sharman Parker Williams to hood her students.
Amber Kiani, Exploring Social Impact Leadership in Social Entrepreneurship and Corporate Social Responsibility and Sustainability Functions. I call forward Dr. Maria Malater to hood her students.
Karina Hauso, a phenomenological analyst of leadership, organizational culture, and the impact of wellness on mental health workers.
Carter Larry, a phenomenological analysis of leadership development by law enforcement executives.
This is a father-daughter team here.
Brian Thompson, calling 912, firefighter, mental health and wellness. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Business Psychology online campus please approach the stage? I call forward Dr. Christian Sivlak to hood for the department.
Goldie Gill, the dark shadow of not-for-profits.
Yvonne Kinney, does psychological capital influence healthcare executive engagement?
Joshua Ramirez, toward a theory of behavioral project management.
Millicent Lewis McCoy, Behind Her Bars, a heuristic inquiry of the professional images among African American women in corrections leadership.
Jessica Rose Thering, The Cost of Caring, Compassionate Fatigue, Gender-Based Expectations, and Women Psychotherapists. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Organizational Leadership online campus please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Christian Sivlak to hood for the department.
Nicole Danielle Collins, Employee Perception of Diversity Practices, Leadership Behaviors, and Job Satisfaction in Organizations that Recruit Workers with Autism Spectrum Disorder.
Alyssa Gregorian Marquez, Achieving Leadership Authenticity Through Personal Story Sharing.
Jasmine Green, The Experience of Being Authentic Among African American Women in the White Dominant Culture.
Ricky Thigpen, Fraternity Members' Affiliation with a National Pan-Hellenic Council Alumni Chapter after leaving college. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Clinical Psychology please approach the stage? I invite Department Chair Dr. Anne-Marie Slobig to congratulate her students.
Tatiana Aviles Sidal.
Megan Inslee.
Brian Remnowskis.
Daniela Sanchez.
Rachel Streck. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Psychology and Clinical Psychology please approach the stage? I call for Dr. Braden Berkey to begin hooding for the department.
Gabriella Fabienne Bowman, an investigation into the lived experience of the modern-day courtesan.
Kirsten Elliott Noon. Schrodinger's Sexuality, a dynamic model of bisexual identity development for self-identifying bisexual cisgender women.
Elizabeth Finn, holding multiple identities. A phenomenological look at intersectionality and identity conflict for bisexual Black women.
Maria Jan, informing best psychotherapy practices, guidelines for working with Muslim Americans. I call for Dr. Janine Chales to hood her students. Childs. Dr. Childs, I'm sorry.
Robin Bates. Reported levels of depression, stress, and thoughts about suicide among lesbian, gay, and bisexual college students. A comparison to their heterosexual counterparts.
Felicia Cover, the experience of implementing trauma-informed yoga through the eyes of the clinician.
Neva Savani. Psychological help-seeking attitudes amongst South Asian women living in the United States.
I call for Dr. Michelle Cutler to hood her students. Andrea Nicole DeLarco, The Forgotten Griever, a phenomenological exploration of childhood grief following a sudden accidental sibling death.
Chanel Nicole Doucet. If I could say it in words, there would be no point to paint. An exploration of street art in healing community and systematic trauma.
Suilanji Kwaizinki, Understanding Toxic Oppression and Anti-Racist Conceptualization of Toxic Masculinity in Black Men as a Gendered Trauma Response.
Kelsey Schroeder, Culturally Sensitive Framework for Black Cisgendered Women Survivors of Intimate Partner Violence, a critical review. I call forward Dr. Kim Del Angela to hood her students.
Andrea Bazowski, Underreporting Concussion Symptoms, Exploring Adult Athletes' Potential Motivations.
Amy Patinella, Psychologists' Knowledge, Belief, and care of patients with irritable bowel syndrome and comorbid anxiety disorders. I call forward Dr. Todd Dubose to hood his students.
Austin Abel, an examination of anorexia nervosa and the double bind of being and not being in the world.
Michael Jairo, Decolonizing Trauma in Kenya, a psychosocial critical review of the literature.
Matthew Snyder, an American Buddhist and the healing discipline of Mak Doi, an autographic and critical review of the Muay Thai practice and the psychological of self-healing and identity development through the medium of martial arts. I call forward Dr. Ken Fogel to hood his students.
Madeline Foley, The Story Behind Their Scars, a phenomenological study of self-harm through the eyes of clinicians.
Ruha Rohani, Every Story Belongs, a narrative study of individual refugee experience.
Jasmine Leela Taylor, Samo, Clinician's Perspective of Trauma in Older Adults. I call forward Dr. Robert Foltz to hood his students.
Keely D., Protective Factors in Suicidal Ideation in Adolescence and Therapeutic Day School.
Sarah Taxman, Adverse Childhood Experiences and Non-Suicidal Self-Injury in Adolescence in Residential Treatment. I call forward Dr. Jordan Jacobowitz to hood his students.
Rohith Agrawal, Clinical Psychologist Experiences of Stigma and Training and Therapeutic Work with Personality Disordered Individuals.
Frederick Bernard, The Tool and the Relationship, a qualitative study of the effects of interactive display devices on therapy with children.
Peter Goodwin, Entering and Exiting White Extremism, a qualitative examination of vulnerability of white extremism and successful means to disengagement.
Adam Mills, a study of the effects of role-playing games combined with guided character development on goal attainment and self-efficacy. I call forward Dr. Kristen Kennefic to hood her student.
Anuja Gadil, the lived experience of Indian American parents and their ideologies about mental health.
Erica Garcia Rocha, mindfulness as a protective factor in Latinx parents. I call forward Dr. Kin Kong to hood her student.
Brooke Meyerberg, paramedicated intervention using non-contingent positive verbal praise and its effect on challenging behavior of children with autism. I call forward Dr. Cynthia Lubin Langtwy to hood her student.
Megan Fernandez, Between Cultures, Exploring Cultural Identity Negotiations in South Asian Immigrants, Implications for Psychologists Working with Culturally Diverse Emerging Adult Immigrant Populations in the U.S. I call forward Dr. Pamela Nezalowski to hood her students.
Alexandra Sarah Majori Coleman, Depathologizing Black Womanhood, a narrative analysis with implications for non-Black clinicians doing the work.
Michael Feinstein, Attitudes and Practice Behaviors Regarding Psychopharmacology Among Graduate Student Therapists.
Estelle Oyer, an assessment of psychotherapeutic services for parents of a child diagnosed with critical congenital heart defects.
Moriah Smith-Bresky, Restoring Attachment Theory, an interpretive phenomenological analysis of narrative therapists' experience with attachment theory. I call forward Dr. Rachel Nitzarim to hood her students.
Satinder Kaurbrar, the impact of cultural and stigma on the help-seeking attitudes of Punjabi Canadians.
Nicole Merkis, The Modern-Day Scarlet Letter, Policy Analysis of the Sex Offender Registration Notification Act, SORNA, for youth who engage in sexually harmful behavior. I call forward Dr. Carrie Roan to hood her students.
Megan Hoffman, parental literacy and the reading level of pediatric neuropsychological reports.
Carly Rosenberg. Service with a Smile, a qualitative look at emotional labor in the restaurant industry. I call forward Dr. Robert Switzer to hood his student.
Elizabeth Pratt, the experience of advocating for immigrating through the political process. I now call forward Dr. Anne-Marie Slobig to hood her students.
Mark Meir. Mental health outcomes for older widowers and the degree of adherence to traditional masculinity.
Dustin Carter. The impact of material-specific verbal and visual memory impairment severity on embedded performance validity tests in the Ray Auditorial Verbal Learning Test and Brief Visuospatial Memory Test revise implications for accurate classification of invalid neuropsychological test performance.
Nicole Fry. Reducing binge eating behaviors, how food choice, depression, and anxiety impact the outcome of a mindfulness intervention.
Preston Rice. Racial identity, cultural mistrust, and faculty representation. A phenomenological look at the experience of African American graduate students at predominantly white institutions. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology please approach the stage? I invite Department Chair Dr. Maureen Keeshan forward to congratulate her students.
Nicole Adams.
Antoinette Allen.
Margaret Annunzita.
Chelsea Ballinger.
Lauren Borelli Ortiz.
Patience Carter.
Ashley Simone Cartman.
Suhai Chang.
Paige Denny.
Lana L. Masri.
Kendra English.
Pamela Flick.
Bridget Flynn.
Natalia Francisco.
Abraham Garcia.
Eric Jawiniger.
Nico Gianni.
Mark Goldstein.
Efren Gomez.
Jocelyn Gonzalez.
Jabria Harris.
Charmaine Moniel Huggins.
Yasmin Ismail.
Jamie Johnson.
Natasha Candice Jones.
Angela Jurek.
Nicole Kawa.
Haley Kelly.
Henna Lakhani.
Benjamin Lambert.
Caitlin Lawler.
Sophia Lynn Vila.
Lillian Molly.
Tara Meadow.
Ross David Monchain.
Mariana Moreno.
Lauren Nolan.
Ebonique Nash.
Tiara Neal.
Adriana Neary.
Aaron Nicholson.
Chiamaka Nwazo Jie.
Michaela Perez.
Jennifer Pineda.
Tanisha Prentice.
Victoria Andreas Ramos.
Shanika Riley.
Megan Rivera.
Matthew Robertson.
Christiana Romano.
Jonathan Ryan.
Tornisha Smiley.
Jessica Thompson.
Okay, all right.
Crystal Turner.
Juan Velasquez.
Amber Walker.
Iva Washington.
Frankie Williams.
Marcy Zink.
Monica Reynaga Zohar. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Clinical Mental Health Counseling, Chicago campus, please approach the stage? I invite Department Chair Dr. Michael Kosett forward to congratulate his students.
Madison Bishop.
Dimitri DeTreon.
Danielle Dunham.
Heather Foster.
Katrina Fragoso.
Stephanie Giannakopoulos.
Karen Gonzalez.
Kenya Latoya Jones.
Danielle Lappin.
Dominique Lemons.
Vita Lindquist.
Samuel Louis Pierre.
Katrina Ramirez.
Yasmin Ramirez.
Stephanie Rialmo.
Eleanor Rosenberg.
Sandhya Thulatum.
Dionys Tartari.
Rahila Waka.
Laura Willis. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Clinical Mental Health Counseling online campus please approach the stage? I invite Department Chair Dr. Susan Foster forward to congratulate her students.
Vanessa Amos.
Kamisha Nicole Bass.
John Culver.
Constance Fields.
Jordan Mann.
Natasha Payton.
Kelsey Perry.
Nima Raza.
Marissa Anissa Schmidt.
Amanda Swisher. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Counselor Education and Supervision Chicago campus please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Hector Adamus forward to begin hooding for the department.
Melissa Richardson. Honoring the voices from a diverse and inclusive group of social justice workers to create a comprehensive framework for social justice counseling. I now call forward Dr. Michael Cosette to hood his students.
Marquetta Barrett. The lived experiences of African American counselors who experienced intergenerational trauma and the supports they received.
Yolanda Crouch. Insufficient cultural humility in counselor education and supervision programs and its inimical effects on African American women's health wellness.
Joey Paul. To you, for you. The relationship between hip hop and risky behavior.
Christy Richmond. Counseling and law enforcement. The stigma associated with seeking mental health support.
Luke Romsberg, examining the experience of queer men who are in polyamorous or multi-partner relationships. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy and Counselor Education and Supervision online campus please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Sandra Siegel forward to hood for the department.
Ann Foster. Colorism in counselor education. Colorism, thank you. Pardon me, colorism in counselor education. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Education in Educational Psychology and Technology please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Ted Schultz, Chief Academic Officer, forward to hood for the department.
Moya Benjamin, the experiences of secondary teachers who use M-learning.
Tieresa Doyle. Effects of teacher expectations and perceptions on student achievement in the urban classroom.
Donyette Love, Class Dojo, New Age Classroom Management.
Derek Freeman, Teachers in New Orleans Schools, Perceptions, Beliefs, and Practices about Professional Development and Technology.
Patrice Centeno, Adult Learners in Higher Education, How Academic Motivation Influence Online Learners in a Technology-Based Learning Environment.
Chanel Ware Lee, Bridging the Gap, Exploring Teachers' Perception of Cyberbullying in Schools.
Jennifer House Owens, Teaching Presence and Audio-Video-Based Feedback, Online Faculty Development of Multi-Model Approaches to Online Teaching.
I was trying to get the differentiated. I got that part. Sonimar Vajagas, The Perceptions of the Implementation of Differentiated Instructional Practices in Virtual Classrooms.
Lawanda Love, Student Success and Academic Advisor Accessibility, Exploring the Use of Technology in Advising African American Males at Four-Year Urban University.
Carrie Ann Mahan, Social Media and Teenagers' Well-Being in Residential School Settings.
Christine DeLucia, Positive Psychology, a qualitative study exploring a mindful approach to online learning.
Kimberly Carver, The Lived Experiences of Educators Implementing Social Emotional Learning Curriculum in Alternative Education Settings.
Gertrude Mandeville, Metacognition and SRL. Can the metacognitive capabilities of employed adults improve through the use of well-designed learning intervention?
Dawn Meacham, The Impact of Blended Learning Instructional Design on Attendance and Achievement in an At-Risk Alternative High School.
Rodney W. Williams, Jr., Teacher Perception Towards Technology Integration. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Forensic Psychology, Chicago campus, please approach the stage? I invite Chicago Campus Department Chair Dr. Anna Belmonte forward to congratulate her students.
Emily Abeni.
Holly Ambruso.
Deanna Anderson.
Lauren Berry.
Jessica Sky Bella.
Madison Bondi.
Alexandra Brown.
Hannah Saracola.
Jada Chapman.
Wallace Calvin.
Amelia Dombrowski.
Madeline Gardner.
Morgan Gaspar.
Sierra Gibson.
Sydney Gibson.
Madison Gliosi.
Tiana Henderson.
Keely Marie Hennon.
Kendall Hunt.
Sophie Jordan.
Christina Marie Kielsen.
Brenda Canzera.
Taylor Cometti.
Elia Luje.
Laura Marsacek.
Brandy McClendon.
Brittany Moore.
Sophia Najjar.
Justina Navrat.
Samantha Nelson.
Saishri Parisapu.
Marijuana Curaz.
Ariana Riviera.
Camille Rodriguez.
Rachel Rosales.
Caroline Schmedecki.
Sarah Shebick.
Samantha Scheinberg.
Shannon Schreiback.
Samantha Snyder.
Greta Tarasevashuta.
Janai Vaughn. Janae Vaughn.
Mariah Vinson.
Diamond Waits.
Allison Yeager. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Forensic Psychology Online Campus please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Breda McGrath, Online Campus Associate Dean, forward to congratulate her students.
Brianne Cirillo.
Clara Colvin.
Felicia Elizabeth Hamilton.
Taylor Lingle.
David Rose. Would the candidates for the Master of Arts in International Psychology please approach the stage? I invite Department Chair Dr. Vivian Pinsana forward to congratulate her students.
I invite Dr. Lengtu forward to congratulate her students. To hood her students. Sarah Duncan. Domestic Violence Inquiry with Women, an exploratory case study of medical practitioners in Ghana. I now call forward Dr. Patricia Perez to hood her students.
Patricia Donovan, Interrogations, Police Behavior, and Procedural Justice in South Saharan African Nations.
Njideke Agodama Durahesi, post-traumatic growth and quality of life among sex-trafficked survivors in Nigeria.
Zachary Ross, Ethnic Discrimination and Health Casual Comparative Associations among South African University Students.
Mariam Nasir Tafreshi, Iranian Women's Perspective on Empowerment, a phenomenological study on attitudes and policies.
Dawn Washington, an exploratory case study on positive youth development in Jamaica. I now call forward Dr. Vivian Pensana to hood her students.
Reginald Harris. Haitian Resilience, young adult survivors of the 2010 Haitian earthquake.
Cynthia Hernandez, coping skills and psychosocial impact of deployment transitions among Peruvian military families.
Mishanette Johnson Sims, a phenomenological study, meaning making among Philippine political detainees of the Marcos era.
Thomas Ropol III, effect of culture on memory recall in the United States and the United Arab Emirates.
Lucy Besser-Turek, exercise as a mental health therapy for Jamaicans. Can our last two candidates for MA International Psychology approach the stage?
Mark Johnson.
Diamond Reynolds. Will the candidates for the Master of Arts in Psychology please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Breda McGrath, Online Campus Associate Dean, forward to congratulate her students.
Michael Faught.
Symbiote Adiola Agila Sisi.
Rodrigo Hernandez.
Lauren Neumeyer. Neumeyer.
Aubrey Newhall.
Simone Reason.
Mayola Schroeder.
Jamila Smith. Jamila Smith.
Gabrielle Rodriguez.
Cameron Staples.
Lysandra Tony White. Will the candidates for the dual degree Master of Arts in Health Services Administration and Master of Public Health please approach the stage?
Maheen Khan. Will the candidates for the Master of Public Health degree please approach the stage?
Brittany R. Hayes.
James Loans. Will the candidates for the Master of Education in Psychology please approach the stage? I invite Department Chair Dr. Rachel Losoff forward to congratulate her students.
Daisy Bautista.
Corinne Layer.
Perla Ruby.
Jacinia Saldana Soto. Will the candidates for the Education Specialist in School Psychology please approach the stage?
Sierra Branch Harris.
Mercy Campos.
Alyssa Kryl.
Lindsay Hanna.
Barbara James Thompson.
Zach Kuipers.
Brooke Langley.
Paige Leonard.
Komal Rajesh Kumar Patel.
Ruby Rivera.
Sarah Zimmerman. Will the candidates for Doctor of Psychology and School Psychology please approach the stage? I invite Dr. Kishana Brooks to begin hooding for the department.
Elizabeth Galka, Deconstructing the Bilingual Advantage Debate from a Sociocultural Perspective, a Comprehensive Review.
Katie Ray McGowan, the COVID-19 in epidemic, disparities in school-based telehealth services. I call forward Dr. Evan Harrington to hood his student.
Stephen Stewart, Predictors of Depression during the COVID-19 global pandemic when using social media platforms. I call forward Dr. Candace Hughes to hood her student.
Rachel Bogate, Reading to Dolls, Impacts on Self-Efficacy and Oral Reading Fluency. I call forward Dr. Pip McCurl to hood her students.
Sarah Giacobbe, Resettled Refugee Students' Needs and U.S. Policy, a Critical Literature Review.
Anna Pignatello, Putting Theory into Practice, an exploration of trauma-informed care in alternative education. I call forward Dr. James Walsh to hood his students.
Hannah Carl, Exploring Teacher Attachment in their Relationships with Adolescent Students.
Zakiya Natifa David, an evaluation of cultural responsiveness in trauma-informed school services.
Catherine Noel Germain, Teacher Challenges and Self-Efficacy in an Alternative School Setting Through the COVID-19 Crisis.
Kirsten Marie Rather, a single case study of an alternative school, school-based professional supporting adolescents with anxiety through the COVID-19 pandemic. I call forward Dr. Rachel Losoff to hood her students.
Elaine Jackson Anthony. The effects of a social-emotional learning curriculum with African American elementary age students in a general education setting. This concludes the presentation of candidates for degrees. I now call Dr. Breda McGrath, Online Dean of Academic Affairs, back to the podium for the conferral of degrees.
Will all candidates please rise? President Nealon, on behalf of the faculty of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, I present to you these candidates who have been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated, subject to the completion of all requirements, and respectfully request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are qualified.
All right, graduates, there's one more degree requirement that we never told you about. And we can't let you out of this theater until you get it right. It's a comprehensive exam in dancing. So you got to show your families and your loved ones how well you can dance. Let's see it with energy. Not so much. Lots more energy. Let's see how well you can dance. That's the way you get your A+. All right, everyone, here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology and by the State of Illinois, I hereby confer upon you the degrees for which you have qualified with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Well done. And those of you that earned your bachelor's degree, you can now put your tassel from the right to the left. And please turn around and tell your loved ones how much you appreciate them.
Congratulations, graduates. We have one more piece of business to take care of. It's very important. All graduates and faculty, please rise. Please locate the oath of affirmation and diversity in your commencement bulletin. Raise your right hand and recite with me in unison. Other professionals may also join. Please raise your right hand and recite the oath with me in unison. Your other right hand. All right. I hereby affirm that I shall discharge, in unison, discharge the responsibilities of my profession in a manner consistent with respect for the dignity and worth of the individual, and that I shall strive for the preservation and protection of fundamental human rights. That I shall seek to increase knowledge of human behavior, to increase self-understanding and understanding of others, and that I shall use such knowledge for the promotion of human welfare. That I shall seek to embrace the profession's commitment to understand and respect individual and cultural differences. That I shall diligently protect the welfare of those who seek my services, and that I shall use my skills only in the furtherance of human welfare and the integrity of the individual. And that I shall well and truly recognize the traditions and ethics of my profession, and that I shall subscribe to these traditions and ethics freely and upon my honor. As a representative of the Chicago school community, I hereby affirm to actively participate in this learning and professional community by embracing its commitment to understand, respect individual and cultural differences. As such, I will seek to gain knowledge of human difference that I may increase my understanding of self and others. And I will seek to build an environment of mutual respect and inclusion where all are valued. Give yourselves a round of applause. Congratulations.
All right, please be seated for just a couple more minutes. All right, congratulations to all of you. It really is my great honor once again and my privilege to celebrate with you and your loved ones today and to welcome you into our Chicago School alumni community. You've accomplished so much during your time as Chicago School students, balancing the chaos of the pandemic, the changing needs of remote learning, and your own personal and responsibilities throughout. You persevered in the face of every single solitary challenge. You never lost sight of your ultimate educational and professional goals. I was inspired every single day by your unwavering determination to continue onward and upward, no matter the obstacles in your path. I know that this sense of resolve will help you to navigate through any challenges in your personal and professional lives in the years ahead. You're now experts. While I cannot predict the future, I can predict that you are equipped to address any crisis with both poise and compassion, two hallmarks of our community. Before moving further, I first want to take a moment to thank all of your loved ones again and most sincerely for joining with us today. Thank you for standing by our students at every single turn. You provided critical support when staying the course felt almost impossible for them at times. As partners for our students, you have been instrumental to the development of the next generation of dynamic leaders who will bring about so much positive change for our communities. Our students could not have reached this day without you, and in so many ways, you are our unsung heroes. Now, graduates, receiving your degree is certainly a monumental accomplishment in and of itself, but it's also not and never will be the last finish line. Rather, it is the end of an early chapter in the completeness of your life's work. Your education is never completely finished. There's always more to be learned from those around you and much more growth to be had. As the philosopher Plutarch once penned, the mind is not a vessel that needs filling, but wood that needs igniting. As lifelong learners, the key is to nurture the spark for your future and use that spark to guide you throughout the challenges ahead. I hope that your time as a Chicago School student has lit a fire somewhere within you, a fire to provide empathic support for those in need, regardless of your exact role or work in the future. I personally urge you to follow your fire and your passion for service to others as far as you can, finding innovative ways to support those most in need. Furthermore, part of your role as a graduate is not just to use that fire to fuel your own growth and success, but also to use your fire to light the way for others. As I hope you've learned at the Chicago School, the progress you can make alone is nothing compared to what we can all achieve when we put our minds and our hearts together. As a Chicago School graduate, it's your responsibility to blaze new trails and guide others towards community justice, lightening their flames along the way also, providing others with the skills and the confidence that they too need to pursue their own dreams. Now, of course, fire can be damaging as well, destroying anything in its path, often unintentionally. This is true of your education of fire as well. We've seen far too many stories of so-called experts using their talents, not always for the greater good. Now more than ever, we need you to nurture your flame for good, using it to light trails towards equity and inclusion, and to provide a voice for all of those that we too often neglect or silence. As I hope you can see, the diploma you receive today is far from a one-time award. It represents the lightening of your lifelong flame and your lifelong commitment to serving the people around you. By joining our community of alumni, you commit to using your fire to build and to discover. With this fire lit, I cannot wait to see all that you will accomplish in the years ahead, and I'm so proud to welcome you to the Chicago School alumni community. Congratulations again, class of 22. Thank you, everyone.
This concludes the 2022 commencement exercises for the Chicago and online campuses. Please remain seated while the party platform and graduates have exited the auditorium, and thank you.